do have some good news coming up as far as the crypto market gains. We saw, well, this is a sad story, but for anybody that was long on Ethereum, congratulations. Ethereum futures see 230 million in liquidation as merge pushes ETH to $1,500. So everybody that was short kind of lost out. Why are we getting liquidated, guys? We have to practice risk management. But the ETH chart was actually looking pretty bullish on Thursday, Friday. We talked about it on my show. And the key area that we were looking for on my channel was approximately 1294. And I wanted to get that weekly close and the daily close to be a little bit more confident. And now we're kind of talking about $1,700 now. And things are looking good. We're actually looking pretty decent. That's my gorgeous chart over there with all the pretty colors. But it is nice to see a little bit of green. And another thing I do want to say is I feel like since we had like BlockFi, Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, Voyager, like all these crazy things that happen in crypto so fast, we saw this volatile price action occur on the downside. But it looks like that we have found that local bottom with both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we are due for a bit of a rally, and I feel that we will be able to successfully hit $1,700. Not financial advice, use stops. Don't get in late. But I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. I actually want to toss this over to George and get your thoughts about this and ETH's price action.
Okay. All I'm saying is that, we were going to hit 10K ETH because of the merge. That was the call back in the day when ETH was approaching 5K. So when we do get the merge and we're going to pull a 2X, are we just going to get back to 3K? Is that what happens when the merge happens? Okay,
yeah,
so when the merge happens, we're hitting 3K. So everyone's going to be excited because the merge happened and now it's bullish, even though we're still below all-time highs. Now, what happens if the merge doesn't happen? Like, what's going to happen? Well, what do you think?
A lot of finance stories to start off the week.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's buckling in here. We got to dig into another tough one. And the merge, of course, is a transition basically to ETH 2.0. It's been happening piecemeal for the last 2-3 years, but this is the capstone of it, where you move from proof of work with all the mining to proof of stake with all the validators. It's a big deal. It's supposed to like change the energy consumption, all that stuff. So what you have here forming is a narrative that we're going to fulfill the promises of Ethereum. They're actually completing the promises that they've made over the last few years. This project is legitimate because they're able to undergo such a large technical change. And so people should buy into this, right? They should buy into the change, because from now on, ETH will become more expensive as it fulfills all the promises it's managed to make over the last few years. For traders, I don't have a lot of advice besides if it's a really crowded trade, you probably don't want to be there. So I'm actually expecting this to sort of dump after a few weeks here. I think it's gone up like 20-30% recently. That's a lot for where we're looking at a macro perspective, right? The Fed is really in the driving wheel here, and that changes where Bitcoin is going to go. And then Bitcoin is the market leader for all these things. As much as Ethereum has traded against Bitcoin in some moments, it really hasn't. They're basically all extremely correlated. And the Fed continues to put pressure on interest rates, which is putting pressure on easy money. When there's easy money, everyone is buying up all these assets. But when money gets hard to purchase, when it gets hard to take money and you have to pay interest on debt, you're going to start dropping these assets. You're going to be selling your Bitcoin. You're going to be selling your Ethereum. So I think this is just a fade. I think you got to buy out of it, dump your Ether, and I think later maybe. But right now, I think this is like a fake pump. It's a cool event though. Like, this is a huge technical change. When you'll throw to you. Not financial advice.
I don't feel that this is like, I feel like we're bear market. Like, we're in a serious bear market. Like, there's been so many terrible things that have happened in a very short period of time. Bear market. So I just, like, to me, this is like an easy short time trade. Like micro wise, fantastic. Macro, not so much. I still do think we will see 750 ETH. Come for me all you want. That's my opinion. And I'm not saying it's going to happen today. I'm not saying it's going to happen next month, but I do feel that we are going to see a lot more pain, a lot more lows in the future in this net, until we get the Bitcoin halving or whatever happens. But Jen, go ahead, take it.
I just have a completely out there question. So the merge is supposed to really address the climate issue, the climate narrative. And also I was reading that solves climate change. We did it. And the issue with GPU cards could potentially be addressed by this too, right? Because the GPU cards that the miners and the gamers were fighting over are no longer going to be needed when we switch over. So I want to get everyone's opinion on this show. Could the ETH merge potentially be one step closer to solving the gaming issue that we talk about so often on this show? Will, you go first.
It could, but we swapped to NFTs versus gamers, so it was like a perfect transition, right? We want to keep those gamers mad, so I'm actually pretty happy. Good point to bring this up, though. Wendy,
Will
I'll throw
does
it to
not
you.
want mass adoption any way, shape, or form. He does not want mass.
keep them mad. Got to keep people fighting. That's the most interesting thing. That's what I vote for.
What do you think?
I just think once Ethereum is able to successfully move over from proof of work to proof of stake, global warming would be gone, and it'll solve the global problem that we're seeing.
I agree.
Yeah.
Blockchain
George?
games are dumb. Blockchain games are dumb. They're not fun.
I'm sure you would play
I'll
a
never play a
Lightning.
blockchain game.